Oh,
Okay,
good
I'll pass it
afternoon.
over.
Go ahead. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Academy at Palumbo. I am Kiana Prey.
And I am Chris Donnelly. And we are two of three counselors at the Academy of Palumbo, who are kind of a little excited to tell you about our school. So Academy Palumbo is a criteria-based school. We're located at 1100 Catherine Street, as you can see. We have students from all over. Yep, that's us. We have students from all over as a criteria-based, all over Philadelphia. We do have a large number of people from from South Philly, but we're accessible by SEPTA from anywhere, pretty much.
We are.
Yeah. So the purpose of what we're doing today, I know you guys are doing this with all the schools, but it's really to just kind of provide, hopefully, a good overview for everyone, as far as some things about our schools, the admission criteria, some activities, sports, kind of some of the basic stuff that the students are always asking. And then also for you, when you're really trying to help a student deciding which is really going to be the best match for them.
Keep going.
Oh, keep going. Okay. So what sets us apart? I mean, there's a bunch of, criteria-based schools. So what is it that we think makes Palumbo so special? We're a college prep school, and as well, everybody has that as well. We've been around since 2006. And we have like a lot of traditions, even though we only started 2006, we have a lot of traditions and clubs, and we've grown. I mean, my God, I came here in 2009 and we had 504 kids, and now we have
over 1,200 kids.
We're a little under 1,200. I just checked, actually. We're a little bit under 1,200. So that's kind of crazy. But what we really pride ourselves on is that we still manage to have like a small school feeling. Every student here can tell you, well, right now we're in the beginning of the year, but students like 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, they can tell you if we say, who's your person? Like, is there a teacher that you feel comfortable with? They can all name somebody. And we're proud of that. So we have traditions, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But we're still small enough that, like, if students want to personalize life, if students want to start something here, they can go to our principal, Miss Kiana Thompson, and we're open to let's change things. We offer full advanced place curriculum. While a lot of schools are cutting the fine arts, we just keep growing them. We are not a creative performing arts school, by the way. I want to put that out there because a lot of people think that we are. We are not. But we do offer theater and dance and music and choir, and instruments and all that kind of stuff. One of the cool things that we think is that we are in, well, I guess it's charming. We are in an old building that we like to call a historic building. As you can see on the slide, we were the original Kappa, like this building. So yes, Boys to Men actually attended school in our building. Yes, Questlove actually went to this school, not Palumbo, but he attended school in this exact building. So like we said, we're convenient to public transportation, and we have a beautiful view, which we were going to post from there, but maybe we'll
save it for another day.
We'll save it for another day. Yeah.
Okay. So what people say about our school, our students, and our families, one thing that our students love are our wide selection of AP courses. We are up to 24 courses this year that we offer. We have a supportive community. Like Ms. Donnelly said, most children in our building have a person. It's not always us as the school counselors, but there are people in the building who our kids can relate to, who share their backgrounds, their interests, their, diverse perspectives and different things like that. We also have so many extracurriculars and so many sports, and our programs are just robust and like constantly growing because our students want to grow the programs, and Ms. Thompson is very good at allowing our students to grow our school in different ways as it pertains to like our extracurricular activities and even like some sports.
Actually, our kids probably say they wish sometimes that the teachers cared less about them, because our teachers pay attention, and it's not uncommon for a teacher to just call us and be like, hey, could you do me a favor and check in on such and such, like something just seems off, so we try and make, there be as little cracks as possible for anybody to fall through.
And then our school is really diverse. So I think that is definitely a benefit for a lot of kids coming from K-8s who come from schools that are like, a bunch of people who look like them, act like them, think like them. When you walk into this community, you're like, oh, it's really a melting pot.
Everybody's got someone that looks like them. Yeah, it's pretty cool. As you know, we have admission criteria, so criterion based, specialized requirement, that kind of stuff. So let's talk a little bit about what you need to get in here. With the lottery. Okay. So to get into the lottery at Palumbo, you need to have in 6th or 7th grade. Somebody can correct me on that one if it's not or anymore. But A's and B's, 95% attendance rate, and your standardized test needs to be in the 65th percentile in both ELA and 65th percentile in math.
Yes.
If you don't have those things, you will not get in the portal. I want to say this. Counselors, I love you, but don't save your time.
Yes.
Don't email us and say, hey.
We get special requests for your kids. We know your kids are really good kids, and we know your kids could hack it if they got into Palumbo. However, we don't have any control over it.
Right.
So we don't want you to utilize your time in a way that doesn't make sense to, send us an email, because we literally can't control
Right.
who
I'm sure
gets
they're a
into
wonderful
the portal.
kid.
Right.
You can't do anything about it, at all. It's all decided by downtown. This one's all you.
Sure. Academic offerings. So I think I started to talk about it, but we have a really robust curriculum here at Palumbo, being as though we are a college preparatory school. Our school ratio is generally 33-1, meaning that 33 students per one teacher. There are some exceptions to that, and a lot of our advanced placement classes and our elective classes tend to be a lot smaller in terms of ratio. Like I said, we offer 24 AP classes this year, with the including AP Pre-Calculus and the pilot for AP African American History, which are both new AP classes this year. In addition to the 22 we had in previous years. Our students are really excited.
She's the AP coordinator, which is why this is spouting easily.
And I'll explain the process here at Palumbo, because a lot of times we get questions from students about, can I take honors in 9th grade? Can I take AP in 9th grade? The answer is no. Everybody comes in on the same playing field. In order to be able to take AP or honors courses, you have to show and prove that, you are ready for the academic rigors, because as you know, in high school, it's not just academics. So many different things are happening for our students and with our students, and we want to make sure that they can handle everything. So as a sophomore, you are allowed to take honors classes and up to 3 AP classes. That is not what we necessarily advise, but that is the policy here. And then after that, if you take 3 AP courses and then you are designated an AP scholar by the College Board, meaning you got a 3, 4, or 5 on all 3 of your exams, you may take 4 AP classes. So an incoming freshman wouldn't take any honors or AP classes, but a sophomore could take 3. And then if they were designated a scholar the following year, they can take 4. If they got designated a scholar and they're distinguished, they could take up to 5. So students graduating from our school have the potential to take about 12 AP courses. Although Ms. Donnelly and myself, we wouldn't advise it. No. All right, that does not matter to our kids, because they are very self-challenging, and they will if we allow them.
We encourage them if that's the case, because kids are disappointed sometimes. Like, why can't I take 5? Why can't I take 6? We encourage them to take. We have a number of students who take dual enrollment classes.
Yes, we have a partnership with Arcadia University where they actually send the professors here to Palumbo, and our students take the Arcadia classes after school here. We also encourage our kids to do the CCP program, CCP dual enrollment program, and we also have kids every year who do SIOP, which is a senior year only program, where our kids go to CCP for the full year, earning up to 30,
senior year.
Yes, full senior year, up to 30 college credits. There are also other senior year only programs, but for the purposes of this, I'll just describe this one. But we do have kids who also take classes at Temple, Penn, Drexel, you name it in the city. Our kids, I'm pretty sure, are on top of it.
If there's a college opportunity, our kids have
done it or are doing
it. We also offer honors courses, as you can see, in chemistry, English, 2 and 4, physics, social science, and US history.
Yes.
So if a student doesn't feel quite ready to do AP, we encourage them to take honors if it's available, to sort of test it out a little bit. Our electives change year to year. The ones you see on the screens are ones that are typically offered, but I will tell you, like astronomy, that's new for us this year. Film, we've had the last couple of years. We always have music. We've had math and personal finance for a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Orchestra, you can get as a credit. Poetry, psychology, always. Theater, visual arts, design, forensics, engineering, ceramics, all of those things are all available to our students for electives.
And those classes become available a lot of times because students ask the teachers and they show interest in certain subject areas, and then our teachers decide to take on that class.
Right. That's how astronomy came about, and forensics.
Yes. So this is our school schedule. To not attend Palumbo, it is a little wonky, but once you are here, you definitely understand it. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we always follow a regular bell schedule. Every Thursday and Friday, we follow a 1 hour schedule. And the reason for this is that so that AP classes that include lab, like AP Bio, AP Chem, AP Physics, they have time to get the lab work in as well. So, and then we have a normal early dismissal schedule, and then a delayed opening schedule for, you know, days like if it's like bad weather in the morning, like snow or something like that.
It also allows for the advisories on Thursdays and Fridays.
Yes, and the 1 hour advisory just means students stay in their advisories longer. We do what we call community meetings, and it's where we have someone in school who actually finds like really interesting topics, and they try to do like really thought-provoking conversations like that so that the kids in the advisory can be bonded, because you are in the advisory for 4 years. So you will be with the same people all 4 years, where you can kind of form relationships with them as well as with the teachers, so that as a senior, when you need your recommendation letter, you can, you know, say to your advisor, hey, you know me well, you had me for 4 years. We did, you know, community meetings. We had those conversations, you know, my personality. Would you be able to give me a letter of recommendation?
Yeah, some of that includes like mindfulness and things like that. So
Yes.
the teachers really do get to know the kids. We should probably move because we're at 13 minutes. We're chiming, as we know. Uniforms. I'm going to say it. You can read this whole thing, but we're just going to say it. We do not have a uniform. We have a uniform policy.
Yes.
Okay. So you're not going to find everybody in the same polo shirts and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, the uniform policy involves basically
just being appropriate.
Being appropriate. Yes. You don't need to see body parts. Extracurriculars.
Yes. We have a ton of extracurriculars here. I actually sat in a meeting yesterday where we are offering 37 extracurricular clubs this year. This is not including sports. This is just literally clubs. And guys, if you can think of it, we have it. We have tabletop. Yesterday I saw rock climbing and bouldering. I was like, what is bouldering? But apparently it's a thing.
Video game.
Yes.
Rubik's Cube.
Scrabble. And then we have US like World Council and those like other more
Charity
serious
club and
ethics
things like
bowl.
A GSA.
Yes. And a ton of culture clubs. Yes.
We actually jumped to clubs. Sports was the one kind of before that. Here's the bottom line: if we don't have the sport, we offer it as a partnership, right? So the sports we have, when you look on this slide, like football, girls volleyball, boys soccer, indoor track, girls flag football, they are our sports. Girls basketball, boys basketball, badminton, and track. All the other sports that we offer are all in partnership with, most often, Constitution, although our cheerleading is now a club, by the way. Most often Constitution, but we do have a couple things, boys lacrosse and girl with SLA. Boys lacrosse is Southern, and then girls lacrosse is SLA.
And you'll find that most high schools have partnerships as it pertains to sports.
So requirements to participate. Yes, we do have it. You do have to be academically eligible. There's requirements to participate for your extracurriculars. And if you don't meet that standard, you could potentially be suspended from attending that until the next grading period. For sports, we do it on a week-to-week basis. And that's having a grade, more than one grade of an F. And the weekly thing, you got to sit for the week. What are the special events? This is one of my favorites. Okay. Parade of Horrors. I just did some of the highlights. Parade of Horrors, think Halloween for the whole school. We love it. It's a huge celebration. It's a huge assembly. Staff comes up with a theme. We all get dressed up, record the theme, and the kids try and guess it. And then a large portion of our kids get dressed up as well. And we have a good time. Yeah. My absolute favorite activity of all time is the Fall Feast. And I love it because I think there's no other activity at this school that really embodies our diversity. We essentially feed the whole school right before that little Thanksgiving break. Teachers, kids, they bring in food. Yeah, alums, they bring in, well, the alums just eat, they don't
Yeah.
bring in food.
No, they just show up.
And so you see this spread, and like ninth grade food gets fed to ninth graders, 10th grade and all that kind of stuff. And it's awesome as you see like people that bring in traditional stuff like turkey and stuffing and that right next to some fried rice and some Greek foods that
next to curry.
I'm not sure,
next
and
to,
curry
you
and
know,
chicken wings and you name it under the
pizza.
sun. It's amazing. It really and truly is my favorite day, and we do feed everyone. We have lots of holiday door decorating contests. Our advisors love competition.
Yes.
They love competing against each other. Winter and spring concerts. We do some dances, the snowball spring fling. We do some spirit weeks, diversity day. There's always class trips. And then for each class has a t-shirt, and they do a t-shirt design contest. So the students can
Buy a
design it
shirt with
themselves.
their name
Yeah.
and their class number.
Yep.
Supports and services.
That's us.
We have a ton of, we could always use a ton more of support. Let me start there.
Good save.
But we do have good supports here. We have 3 school counselors, Ms. Donnelly, myself, and Mr. Sheridan, who actually has class this period. But we also have
Very sad to not be here.
Yes, we also have a STEP team, which consists of a behavioral consultant and a clinical social worker who are also allowed to do in-house therapy with students. We also
Yeah, if you have STEP at your school, scope it out.
we also have an IBHS partner. And we also have a weekly.
We drew a blank on what their name was. I can't.
BATPay.
BATPay, that's right.
Yes, we utilize BATPay. We are looking forward to re-energizing that partnership this year. It sounds like they have great services to offer our students, so we will keep you posted on how that goes.
Right.
And we also have MTSS here within our building, where we actually weekly meet and discuss students of concern and then provide interventions here at the school level before we have to make the referral to STEP or IBHS.
Right. And part of the way that our teachers manage to, like, where we manage to have smaller cracks here, are weekly grade group meetings.
Yes.
Where the teachers all meet and they discuss, you know, if there's someone that they're sensing an issue or whatever, they'll bring it up like, hey, is anybody else having an issue with Kiana Prey in class? Like that kind of thing. And then ultimately they'll try and do, you know, interventions, and then they may refer them to MTSS. Yep, exactly. As with all the schools, you know, students who reside 1.5 miles away get the key card. And then also, you know, students, if you have it in an IEP or 504, that you can qualify for other modes of transportation, whether it be cab, Uber, that kind of stuff. We have students that fall into that. Fun facts and photos. So here's just a couple pictures. These are just some things that just, it's really funny when they say, tell us fun facts about your school, and then all of a sudden you freeze. So I said we opened in 2006. This year will be our 15th graduating class from Palumbo. I'm very proud that I've been to all of them. I've run all of them, as a matter of fact. We're ranked number 3 in the Philadelphia public schools, according to the U.S. World News and Report. In 2019, we were the first Philadelphia public school to have the public league champions in District 12 in the same sport, both boys and girls volleyball. So our volleyball team is definitely our strongest team, without a doubt.
Shout out to Coach Goldstein.
Very big shout out to Coach Goldstein. Yep, he does a great job with them. What we think is really cool is that for a school that only opened in 2006, we currently have 3 alumni from Palumbo on our teaching staff. We have Miss Shad, who teaches history. We have Miss Billups, who teaches algebra. And joining us this year is Mr. McMood, who also teaches math. And it's really kind of cool when you taught them. And we have a number of teachers who are around at the same time, and they are thrilled to death, like coming full circle, like coming back here and teaching. And then I'm gonna brag on this last one. I also coach flag football. And last year was unbelievable for our flag football team. We were invited by the Eagles to play at halftime on Lincoln Financial Field during the Steelers game, which was awesome. And then we also were invited back. We were invited guests by the Eagles at the NFC Championship game. And our girls held the flag during the national anthem. We got to high five them as they come out and stuff like that. It was really cool. The Griffin is our mascot. That's Chewy. That's the second picture you have here. The first one is some of the kids down at the game when they were holding the flags. Who you got? Is that Jordan in the next one?
Yes, that
is our poet. Yeah, he graduated last year.
Laureate.
He's actual poet laureate. He's at Wisconsin Madison
Yes.
this year, and there's our boys volleyball team. Let's see what else we got. Here's just some pictures. We're at 11th and Catherine. That's the outside of our building. That was from was that one of our plays or one of the shows? I think that was one of the shows.
From one of the Black History shows. I think it was maybe 3 years ago. This was our step team.
Yes. This is our cafeteria, and that's a group of, the teal shirts are our Griffin ambassadors. They basically, if you come here or you send students here for open houses, they run the show. They give all the tours, and yeah, when you hear people saying like, "Oh, we got this grade," it's always the Griffin ambassadors that are doing that.
These are poets who performed last year at the Black History Month Assembly.
Yep. Our poetry slam is pretty big. That's actually our one view of our rooftop. That if you saw Hustle, you would have seen a quick glimpse of our rooftop in the movie Hustle.
This is a picture from Fall Feast last year.
It's just one of the students. I think I'm gonna say that's art class. Is that art?
Physics, it looks like.
Is it physics?
Actually.
Oh, yeah. They also have the tables. I wasn't sure.
This is K-pop
Diversity Day. Was it K-pop? I think it might have been Diversity Day.
It is. They are performing for Diversity Day.
This is our flag football. That's pictures from our kids at the NFC Championship game. It's kind of fun. They gave us Eagles gave us jerseys. I say that plural like they gave us a bunch. They gave us one each time.
This is our choir at one of our concerts. I'm not sure if it was a winter or a spring concert.
This is our volleyball kids.
Team. And this is our club fair, which we are actually hosting tomorrow for our current students.
We have a lot of clubs that change every year. If a student wants to have a club that, we don't have, they truly just have to get, I think it's five people
and a sponsor.
And then they present it to Miss Thompson for approval.
Here's the secret. Ask all the teachers. They'll definitely do it.
Yes, we always find somebody to do that. And this is Miss Thompson. She's the shorter one there. She's our principal, and Miss Bond is the taller one in the picture. She is our assistant principal, and they both rock, without a doubt. And keep us going for sure. Keep us in line, keep us going. Miss Thompson's a former art teacher. She's been here since the school opened in 2006. She's one of the most creative people I've ever met, which is one of the reasons why we do the things like the door decorating contest and all that kind of stuff. Last year, she actually gave a Zoom lesson to all of the advisories about how to really kind of kick ass in that.
Like how to use the
projector
to decorate the door,
blowing up the picture, painting it, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, she's very big about the creativity and the artistic stuff for sure. So that's us in a nutshell.
And we finished with about 2.5 minutes, so we can take questions now, Megan, if there are any questions.
I'm gonna stop sharing, I think is what I should probably